Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my mommy makeover video. On part 2, like I've discussed before, I'm basically just going to be answering questions that I got from my Instagram followers. Make sure y'all follow me, make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment on my videos. But yeah, so I'm just going to be answering questions that I got, as well as finally showing y'all full, before and after pictures. I know that's what y'all came for, and I'm going to give y'all what y'all came to see. Okay, so the main questions that I got, like the main 2 questions that I got, was why did I get it and what did I actually get? Like, was it a BBL? Was it not a BBL? Like, what exactly was it? Okay, so first and foremost, why did I get it? Well, I bring it all the way back to my childhood. When I was like really little, I always like dreamed of having the perfect boobs. When I was little, I used to stick tissue paper in my bras and everything. I even caught a whooping because I had a bra on and I was like flat chested as hell. So like, you not even old enough to have a bra on, you ain't even got no titties, why do you have a bra on? So I caught a whooping for even having a bra on before I had titties. So I've always wanted boobs. And then once I had children, so I have 3 children biologically, and once I had children and I breastfed them all, I actually got the boobs that I always wanted. But it came with, they looked their best when it was time for me to feed. And of course, when it was time for me to feed, they were like hurting and engorged and things like that. But I was still happy. I was like, I would even like kind of, breastfeed. I would breastfeed like through the bottle and kind of give myself some time to kind of like milk them up before I went out, just so that they could be like really nice and full. So yes, I did the most. But so yeah, and then after I breastfed them all. And so once I got to my last child and I stopped breastfeeding, like they just disappeared, like they vanished, they deflated all the way. And so I was like, no. I finally got my titties and they were taken away. And so then I'm already like really small figured woman or whatever. And so like I'm 5'4", and before this I was 120 pounds. And so it's like now I'm stuck with not only small boobs, but saggy boobs. So now I'm looking like a whole skinny ass grandma with saggy boobs. And so I love to dress up. I love fashion. I love clothes. I love everything about like beauty. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt really, insecure. I'm not gonna lie, in some of my clothes. I felt like, and even in high school, like I used to always have a push-up bra. No other kind of bra was acceptable for me. If it was not a push-up bra, I wasn't wearing it. You know what I'm saying? And so I also felt like, I like this shirt, I like that shirt, I like that shirt, but I wouldn't wear it. I would order so many clothes like, oh, this is cute, this is cute, this is cute. And once I got it and put it on, it just made me feel bad. Like I would look and be like, I can't wear this. I'm not gonna wear this because of my boobs or whatever. And it's like, I'm 28 years old. I'm way too young to be having some saggy ass grandma titties. Like, no. So I'm like, something has got to give here. So yeah, as well as, I could have just got my breasts done, but also with the liposuction, after having 3 kids, I got all C-sections. And so, my muscle was cut open and stuff with my C-section. So, my muscle, no amount of working out was going to repair my muscle. But me getting the liposuction actually repaired my muscle, as well as they fixed my hernia. I don't know if y'all were following me on Instagram, but if you're watching and you were like a really past follower of my Instagram, at one point I had had like hernia issues, and it was like so bad. Like I was on the floor crying and had to go to the emergency room. Well, they wanted to charge me like $5,000 just to sew my hernia up, when, you know, I could get the lipo and they gonna do that for me. You know what I'm saying? So that was another plus, as well as wanting to get my hips fuller or whatever. So, you know, they really look natural or whatever, because I already had hip dips or whatever. So that also bothered me a lot. Like that was one of my insecurities, because you know, I always wanted like curve in the front. Like beforehand, I didn't have any curve on the front. Like all I had was a curve on the back, and even then people used to think like my butt was fake because the rest of my body didn't match with my butt. So now my body matches with my butt, okay? But yeah, like, so in the front I didn't have no titties unless I wore a push-up bra, and you know, I had to turn to the side to show off my curve, the only curve that I had. But now I got, you know, a nice bit of hips. Now I didn't really have a lot of fat, so I wasn't just someone who was like really out of shape. I went to the gym, I was in shape, you know, everything like that. I just had a little pudge that I really wanted to get rid of. Now y'all may not notice when I show y'all my before and after. Y'all it may not be a big difference, especially if you follow me on Instagram, because my sucking game was strong. Like every picture you was getting the sucking, okay? So y'all gonna be like, this big, you know, you look the same. But in all honesty, without the clothes on, without the sucking, without the turn to the side and getting them angles, like it really does look different to me. And that's really all that matters. I didn't do it for nobody else. I did it for me. So it definitely helped me out, especially with like, you know, my insecurities. And, you know, I'm like not one of them people who can just let themselves go. And I'm like really my biggest critic. So this helped me for myself. Now, the second thing was, what actually did I get? A lot of people think I got BBL, and it's like, you already fine, you already had a butt, why did you get a BBL? I did not get a BBL. Now, I still have to go through the same things that a person who got a BBL would get. So far as like not being able to sit on my butt for 6 weeks, not being able to lay on my back for 6 weeks, and things like that. But I did not get a BBL. So, you know, if you want to consider it a BBL, that's fine too. I don't care. But I just got a fat transfer. So I got the fat from my stomach transferred to my hips. Now, of course, your hips is still in your butt area. So it may be kind of considered a BBL, but I don't consider it a BBL because I ain't just get no extra stuff done all around my butt. I just really got my hip area done. And he was like, you don't even really have a lot of fat to even like really see a huge difference in your hips. And I'm like a real spoiled brat, so I was like, I don't care. I want what I want when I want it. You know, like, pray for my husband because he has to deal with my spoiled brattiness. But yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I really wanted it. I don't care if I didn't have a lot of fat. I wanted what I wanted, and that's what I got. So yeah. And another thing is like, when you get a liposuction and you get the fat placed into other areas, when you eat and when you accumulate more fat, your fat is going to go to the areas with the most fat in it. So that's another benefit of getting liposuction, is that instead of when I eat and when I accumulate more fat, it going to my stomach area, I no longer have the most fat in my stomach area. It's now more in like my butt, my hip area. And so really I have to just feed the fat that's there. So, you know, as time goes by and the more fat that I accumulate, it will keep continuing to go there. And as long as I keep continuing to, you know, eat healthy fats and to continue to work out, then I will keep getting the results. Like, my results will just keep getting better and better and better. So yeah, that was another benefit. The last reason why I did it is because I deserve it. Like, I popped out 3 kiddos, okay? Like, if you're a mother and you had children for a man, that man deserves to pay for you a body, okay? I don't care. Yes, I still got the mommy scars to show my appreciation and to show that I had 3 kids, but I don't have to wear it on me. Like, if you had children, you deserve it. Point blank, period. You deserve it. So yeah, that's why I did it. So the second question that I got was, what did I actually get? Did I get a BBL? If I got a BBL, why? Because my butt was already too big and da da da. Okay, well, I didn't get a BBL. What I got was a breast augmentation. And I was going to get a breast lift, but my doctor was like, well, you're going to have to come back in 10 years. You're really already young, and as you age, they're going to come down anyways. So let's save the breast lift and just do a breast augmentation, because your boobs aren't in like a bad position. They just need to be more fuller. So I agreed at the end of the day, even though I kind of still wanted the lift, I agreed and was like, okay, whatever, let's just do that. Then as long as you know, like, they gonna be sitting where I want them to sit, then let's do that. And so I just got the breast augmentation, and then I got liposuction in my stomach, and I believe like in my inner thigh area, because he told me like if I wanted to kind of like fulling out my hips, that he was going to need more fat from me. So he took out fat from my stomach and kind of in a little bit in my inner thighs, and then just put it in my hips. And so I got the liposuction with J Plasma skin tightening, because I have really loose skin, and so I really needed that skin tightening to keep, you know, my skin from looking all wrinkly and stuff. And then I got the fat transfer to my hips. I told them I didn't want them to touch my butt because it was already kind of like disproportionate with my body. A lot of people already thought I had something done to my butt, which I never did, but it was just because I ain't have nothing else but that. You know what I'm saying? So now I got the curves to match the butt. But yeah, I just got the fat transfer to my hips, and being that it's kind of in my butt area, that's why I still cannot sleep on my back and I cannot sit on my butt for long. Right now I'm sitting on a BBL pillow or whatever, and that's why I'm able to sit down. So yeah, and in my breast I got 495 cc silicone breast. Was I nervous? I was like on an emotional roller coaster. I was like 1 minute super excited, and the next minute like super nervous, the next minute feeling super guilty, like, damn girl, you really like kind of purposefully getting surgery, knowing the risk all over some damn titties and hips, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of would feel, that was like the worst feeling, was like the guilt of feeling like, what if I don't return back to my kids, my husband, my family over this? Like, is it really worth it to go through that, you know, to take that risk? And so, you know, that was kind of the worst feeling. But I went through a lot of like feeling happy, excited, ready to go, then scared, then nervous, then guilty or whatever. But at the end of the day, I was getting it, because I know that I really, 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 really wanted it. And so once I want something, like I told y'all, like, I am pretty much very spoiled thanks to my husband. And so once it was in my head, it was set in stone. And I was like, regardless of the emotions that I went through, I'm not turning back now. I'm getting this shit. Period. So yeah, I was nervous, but it was not stopping me from getting what I wanted at the end of the day. What all did I bring, and what all did I find resourceful? Now, I'm not gonna name a whole bunch of things that I brought. I will kind of leave a list maybe in the description section, but some of the things off the top of my head that I felt like were really useful was like the bed pads that I had to make sure that I didn't bleed on the hotel sheets and everything. Definitely the arnica gel tablets. The arnica tablets helped me with bruising and everything. Like, everybody was like, girl, you didn't even really bruise a lot. Like, I had mostly bruised up in my legs, but like my stomach wasn't bruised, my boobs wasn't bruised. I did bruise a little bit like in the middle right here, but it wasn't a lot at all. And I definitely feel like I recovered really, really fast thanks to the arnica the arnica tablets. Another thing was like this BBL pillow. Oh my goodness, I didn't have this BBL pillow until like maybe 3-4 days ago, and it's such an amazing investment when you get surgery. Like, oh my goodness. Not having this, I felt miserable like the first 2 weeks or whatever, because I couldn't sit down, I couldn't sit down comfortably. So just imagine, like, and then laying down, it gets uncomfortable after a while, and just standing up for a long time gets uncomfortable after a while. And it was just a lot, and it was kind of depressing. I did cry a few times because I'm like, man, I just want to sit down. That's it. I just want to sit down, And I felt like I didn't even really get like a full shebang BBL type of deal, so I shouldn't have to go through all of this or whatever. But it is what it is, and everything is working out, and it is all worth it to me. So how was my flight back home? My flight back home was a tad bit miserable. I wouldn't say miserable to the extreme, but it was very uncomfortable because I was still in a good bit of pain. And then I thought that I could be Miss Macho Woman or whatever and walk to my gate area, because we was running a little bit late, and I didn't want to risk missing the flight to try and find or wait on someone to bring us a wheelchair. So I walked from like dropping off our rental car all the way to our gate area, and that was a lot. It was really, really, really a lot for me. And so once I got on the plane, I was like, you know what? I'm not walking when I get off of this plane. Like, tell them before the plane even land that I need me a wheelchair. And so they had the wheelchair ready for me as soon as I got off the plane afterwards. Now, during the plane ride, it was very uncomfortable. Of course, I didn't have this BBL pillow. I think I may have been a little bit more comfortable if I would have had this BBL pillow during my flight, but I didn't. I just had like a regular pillow and a little cushion, and it was like this thin, so it still was like really uncomfortable. And I was really, really, really nervous because I wasn't supposed to be sitting at all on my butt. And so I kind of sat for a little bit, but like once I got like really uncomfortable, because you don't want to sit for a long time at all. And my flight was maybe like an hour and a half or something like that. And so I got up for a while and kind of just kneeled in my seat to kind of give my butt or my legs, because I was like not sitting on my butt, still kind of like leaning on my legs and kind of leaning up so that I wouldn't be sitting on my butt. And I gave my butt a rest for a while by kneeling on the plane into my seat. And then once they told us to put our seatbelts back on for landing, then I kind of sat back down. So it wasn't as bad, but it definitely was uncomfortable and a bit miserable. Do I have any regrets? Do I plan to go back, or am I satisfied with my results? I wouldn't necessarily say I have any regrets, but I am a little bit upset about my spoiledness and wanting what I want when I want it, because I should have waited a little bit longer until I could accumulate more fat But I am really like a type of person that I do not like eating a lot. So, you know, getting fat was like really hard for me. I knew I wanted to kind of gain a little bit more weight. That did not happen at all before my surgery. But I just wish I had a lot more fat at the time before I got it, or kind of waited until I could get more fat to go and get the liposuction to see like more drastic results. But of course I was like, I don't care, I still want it, you know. So yes, I do plan on going back, but I'm very happy with my results. Like, I'm happy I got it, because I didn't want to just get my boobs and not get this part done, and I still would have been complaining like, okay, now I just look like a stick with balloons at the top and balloons in the back, you know. Like, it wouldn't have fit with my body without getting the curve right here as well, in my opinion. And so I knew, like, if I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna go hard all the way, and I wanted it. So yeah, so I guess that answers the question. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted what I wanted it, but I should have waited until I had more fat. So let's go ahead and show y'all what y'all really came here for, because I know y'all probably tired of me talking or whatever, and like, girl, just show us the body already now. Like, give it to us. We ready to see. That was another thing. She was like, girl, I ain't got no questions. You was beautiful anyway, but I'm ready to see this body. Like, show us the body, please. So let me go ahead and show y'all my before and after. And before I show y'all my before and after, I just want to give y'all a forewarning, because I already know I'm finna have some haters that's finna be watching this video, and I ain't got time for y'all to be like, man, I was bucked up about this bitch. This bitch is regular. I really did not have a lot of fat. So I'm not finna be just looking like no whole stripper or nothing like that. It's nothing too drastic so far as down here. Plus, like I said, my sucking game was strong as hell. Y'all may have thought I already had a flat stomach, but that was just my sucking game and them fucking ankles. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. But yeah, let me go ahead and show y'all my before and after.